When I was younger, about 5 years old or so, my family lived in an older 3-story house in a small town in Michigan. My memories have blurred a bit as we moved away halfway through my kindergarten year, but I do remember there was something odd about that house. I still occasionally have creepy dreams surrounding that house, though they have been growing infrequent as of late. My family was, at least at the time, the nuclear family: mom, dad, myself, and my older sister by 5 years. My parents both worked at a local juice factory on different shifts. This night, my mother was out at work, and my father was watching my sister and me. We were making some popcorn in the kitchen to go with the movie we were watching. It had all the makings of a fun evening with my dad. It did not quite happen that way, however. The kitchen was big, and it had a window door that opened into our laundry room, which in turn had a door to the backyard. My sister had walked over to the laundry room door, and my dad was over the stove to the right of the door. I was entering the kitchen from the dining room, which was between the living room and the kitchen. Suddenly, terrified, my sister screamed as she passed by the door and promptly ran over to my dad. At this point, I had made it to the kitchen, and as any 5-year-old would be, I was curious about what scared my big sister so much. In the process, Dad had taken her back to the door as she was saying she saw something in the window that scared her. Though it wouldn't be until years later that I learned exactly what that was. My dad was attempting to calm her down, assuring her there was nothing there, and what she saw must have just been a trick of the mind. That was when I saw it myself. Looking up at the window, there was a strange red tinge to the reflection cast through the kitchen from the dining room, at least at first. Then suddenly, the light morphed into what I can only describe as a giant disembodied demonic head that looked to be made of flames. My eyes widened as the thing seemed to tilt its head down and look at me, and then simply grinned. I, of course, freaked out, lost it, and screamed in terror for my dad too. Eventually, we calmed down and made it through the rest of the evening and started off to bed. I remember this part even more vividly than the first encounter. Though I was pretty worked up and may have honestly made the next part up in my head, it does not change what I saw. When we turned in, I shared a room and some bunk beds with my sister, and there was a small bathroom attached. The toilet was just inside the door to the left, with just enough space for someone to stand by and be out of view if they desired. This is important because, as I laid down and grabbed my blankets, I saw a pointed red, dark tail with a point, the typical ones used in pictures of the devil, just twitching up and down as I was lying, just waiting inside the bathroom. I said nothing and quietly turned over, doing my best to go to sleep, hoping whatever it was would just go away. I also recall another night. My sister and I shared an upstairs room, and after settling into bed, I looked out of our bedroom to the short hallway that ran between our room and our parents' room. At the end of the hallway, there was a window outside that always had some light shining through it, seeing as we lived in town. On the ceiling in the hallway, there were odd moving shadows, like water flowing over it. I admit it's entirely possible that it was raining, and I was just being a frightened kid, but I do remember being terrified anyway. When my mom came to comfort me, she said it was just dust on the ceiling. I never really thought much about it then, but now I just wonder if she produced a random explanation to calm me down. Within the last few years, I would learn more from my family. We were talking about weird experiences, and the topic of the house came up. My sister's terror had been due to her seeing her recently dead cat in the window. The story was the cat got into some rat poison and died, making me wonder. Though my mom also said that my sister and I were always scared of that place and could not stay upstairs due to our fear. She would also mention that at some point while my parents were sleeping, my dad started sleep-talking, then rolled over, in her own description, and she doesn't make up these sorts of things, his eyes were glowing red, and she had to yell and smack him around to get him to wake up. I can't remember much else from that house, but it really stuck with me. And I have to wonder if there are any more memories of that place that are buried deep in my mind.